Good morning, team. Hopefully you've been able to work through the ratio problems that I've set you this week, and there's not been too many challenges that you've faced. Hopefully you've been able to see how useful ratio is in comparing two numbers, or what portion of something one person has in relation to another. So, special treat for you today, some ratio bonus question challenges. These you can do in any order. They're a varying challenge, and I'm going to talk you through a few, and then I'll give you the answers for all of them, as there is no answer sheet for this one. So first of all, I'd like to explore the problem that Karis poses us. Here she is. So during a test, Karis answered 7 questions correctly for every 5 she answered incorrectly. There were 12 questions on the test. How many did she answer correctly? So if I just get out my little mini whiteboard here. So it says Karis answered 7 questions correctly. So I'm just going to put a little C here so that I know what that means. And she answered 5 incorrectly. So for every 7 she answered correctly, she answered 5 incorrectly. It says there were 12 questions in total on the test. 12 questions. I'll just put 2Q here. How many did she answer correctly? Well, this is where it's really important to think about the total of the ratio. So if we have a look at what 7 and 5 added together are, we know that that's a total of 12. So actually, we don't need to do anything to work this out. We can just see straight away that she answered 7 correctly. The answer is 7 out of 12 correctly, because 12 is the total, and the ratio is for every 7 questions that she answered correctly, she answered 5 incorrectly. So that's a nice straightforward one for us to start off with. I'd then like us to have a quick look at what Emily has been doing. Here, Emily. Let's just open this back up. Emily has been doing some excellent saving, as has Stephen. Well done to you both. So Emily gets 80p of pocket money each week. And each week she saves 60p. So that's pretty good, isn't it? Good saving. So that's Emily. And then we've got Stephen. So Stephen, he gets £1.20. Now I'm going to make sure that we're working with the same size item. So I'm going to put that as 120 pence. So I'm using 120 instead of £1.20. Like we've always said, it's quite good to take out the decimal when we're working with numbers, but we just need to remember to put it in afterwards if that's appropriate. So Stephen gets £1.20, 120 pence, and he saves 80p. So immediately we can see that he is saving a bigger number than Emily each week. But proportionally, we're looking at who saves the most. So we're going to be looking about the proportion of saving in relation to the amount that goes in. So in order to do that, we need to simplify our ratio. We're looking for the ratio which shows the biggest amount of money being saved compared to the other one. So in order to simplify the ratio for Emily, I'm going to first of all divide these numbers by 10 because it's quite straightforward. So I'd end up with 8 and 6. Essentially just to cancel out these zeros here. And then I can see that the highest common factor for these two numbers is 2. So I'm going to do 8 divided by 2. Oh, I've just put 2 divided by 8, but that's not what I want to do. I want to do 8. I'm going to divide this by 2. I'm just showing my action here. So I would then get 4. And then I'm going to do 6 divided by 2. And I know that I'm going to get 3. So this means that for every 4 pence that Emily gets, she saves 3 across the week. So let's do the same for Stephen. So again, I'm going to divide them by 10 to cancel out these zeros so that I am working with smaller numbers. So 120 divided by 10 is 12. 80 divided by 10 would be 8. Now I need to find the highest common factor. So the highest common factor here would be 4. So 12 divided by 4 would be 3. And 8 divided by 4 is, yep, it's 2. So this is saying that, oh, got rid of that, that for Stephen, every 3 pence he has, he saves 2. So actually we can see that Emily is saving more proportionally than Stephen, even though he'll have a bigger total at the end of the period that we're measuring. So have a go using this same kind of technique. When I've worked through these questions, I've used the same kind of jottings that you can see on my whiteboard here, but obviously you'll probably have a similar or your own way of doing this, of working it out. For lots of the questions, the most important thing to do is to look at the total when you add the ratio together, much like we did with the problem for Karis, and then you should be able to work out the answer from there. So I'm going to pause for a moment and then I'm going to give you the answers in order. For number 1, the boys and girls in the park, the ratio is 15 to 18. For 2, the number of adults to children is 45 to 18. For 3, the jelly beans, the ratio is 9 to 6. For 4, the money box is 24 to 16. 5, the ratio is 7. 6, the ratio is 4 to 5, and you need to find 5 possible ratios, so you're looking for multiplying each side by 2, 3, 4, 5, or whatever you fancy. For 7, the one about Claudia, the ratio is 18 to 6. For 8, the ratio is 12 to 18. For number 9, it's about the bear, it's the ratio of 24 to 6. For 10, it's 160 minutes for the 4 kilogram chicken. For 11, the ratio we've just talked about for Emily, it's that she saves proportionally more than Stephen does in relation to what she gets. So have a look through. I've just given you the ratio. You obviously need to answer the question. So, for example, the one about the bear says, how many fish does the cub eat? You need to make sure that you're choosing the correct number for the answer to show that you've read it properly. Any problems, please post up. Google Classroom should be set up with all these activities on there too. Plus, we can do instant messaging to one another. And Mrs. Champion is on there too to contact her. Have a good day. Bye.